So most people would look at this after hearing what I just said and would say, whoops, look at all the mess right there in that pen. That's a no-brainer, I'm not going there. That's okay. Well, you know, we're always looking for topics to do these videos about that can be helpful to dog owners, whether you're a first-time dog owner or you own dogs for 30 years. And I realized the other day we have our last few pups from our Western Shepherd litter ready to find homes, and some people stopped in and they were talking about some places they'd been that were puppy mills. They'd seen some good advertisements and they had a beautiful web page, and when they got there they said, oh, we just had this kind of iffy feeling. So I remembered when I used to do a lot of writing for some various magazines and blogs, one of the most read and popular things I wrote was how to find a quality breeder. So I'm going to give you some little tips that I don't think you're going to see anywhere else on how to know when you're getting a dog from a reputable breeder that's going to stand behind their dogs and has probably been doing a good job of breeding to make sure you get quality in the first place. In today's world, you have two different ways you can buy a dog. Well, you have two different ways you can buy everything. You can go to the store, or you can go to the computer, right? Or your phone. So the most common way still is for people to go buy a puppy in person. That's the best and easiest way to really determine if you're getting a quality puppy. So I'm going to give you a few signs to look for when you pull up to the breeder's house that are going to be a pretty strong indication of exactly what you're getting into. The first thing you're going to look for when you go to the breeder's home, whether they're what we term a backyard breeder, this is someone who says, well, we had a good dog male and a good dog female and we wanted to, so this general rule is going to apply to whether it's there or if you go to a place that has 47 cages with 23 dogs in a cage and 53 litters on the ground, or if you go look at a person who's got $10,000 dogs all imported from Uzbekistan with 47 titles behind their name and every letter of the alphabet screwed on there somewhere. This is a guaranteed indication of the quality of the breeder and probably the quality of the pups. Really simple. I call it the nose test. The nose test works real simple. If you pull in there and you smell something other than your husband's armpits, of course, then you might have a problem. So now what you're going to do is you're going to rate the amount of nose power you're getting with what you actually see. So follow me over here a minute and I'll show you what you're looking for and what you're not looking for. So most people would look at this after hearing what I just said and would say, whoops, look at all the mess right there in that pen. That's a no-brainer, I'm not going there. That's actually not the worst case. The worst case scenario is when you pull into this kennel and your nose smells something, and when you go look around, instead of all this relatively fresh poop piles, you're going to see several old white dried up poops. All right, that's going to tell you, along with the odor, that these people don't keep their place really clean. Now what does that mean if you're getting from a breeder who doesn't keep his place really clean? Well, the first thing it's going to mean is that your chances of contracting a disease from one of these pups is huge, because remember, flies like to congregate on poop, and flies bring viruses, bacteria, and all sorts of other problems. The second thing it's going to tell you is, you know, they really don't care to get out there and clean up much. Maybe they don't care to get out there and even see who's breeding to who if you have more than one female on the place, which happens all the time. So normally, if you follow me right over here, I'll show you what you're looking for. This is one of our little Western Shepherd pens. And this brings up another thing. First, our pens are right out here where everyone can see them. They are not 100 yards behind the house. These pups interact with people every day of their life since they were born. And then second, you can see if you scan the pen, not only are there no white dried up pieces of poop, there's no poop, because again, for a healthy pup, they have to grow up in a clean environment. And believe it or not, that clean environment goes leaps and bounds to getting you a dog that will housebreak very, very easily. Puppies will naturally be averted to, or again revulsed by, the odor of their own waste, unless they've lived in that waste or around that waste all the time they're growing up. Those are the dogs that people call me when they're 2 years old and say, the dog still ain't housebroke, you know? So a clean pen for puppies growing up means an easier trained dog for housebreaking for you later on. So when you go to a kennel in person, the first thing you look for is the cleanliness. The next thing, if you're looking at a purebred dog who has a lot of health problems, you want to see the contract that these people have. There's, as we know, hip dysplasia is rampant in so many of the large breeds. That's why we breed the Western Shepherd, because they are hip dysplasia free. And most of the breeders will tell you, I got a health guarantee, and the guarantee is usually for 1 year. If you can find a certification that says the dog's got hip dysplasia by the time they're a year old, we'll give you another puppy to replace it. Well, two things about that are a problem. First, the OFA won't certify a dog until they're 2 years old. So that's kind of slipping, you know, that's talking fast with the 1 year guarantee. Second, why would you want another puppy from somebody who just sold you a puppy that was dysplastic? I don't understand that. So hold your breeder, if he's a quality breeder, hold him to the standards that you expect. And that should be a healthy dog. That's one of the biggest problems with breeds in America that get popular. There is no guiding light to hold breeders to any sort of standard. The only standard that most breeders know is cash. So you're going to check your guarantee, you're going to check the cleanliness of the place. Another little thing again is how far away from the home where that breeder is do they keep their puppies. Let's face it, if he doesn't want his own puppies and his own dogs up in his house, why do you want his puppies up in your house? It just, you know, a little common sense. So there's your basic things about your local breeder. What are you going to do on the internet? That's a whole new ball of wax. And unfortunately, more people are getting to internet purchasing of puppies than ever before. So you can't witness the place in person. This is where you're going to lean heavily on reviews. Use your common sense. If they got 15 good reviews and 2 bad reviews, well, those 2 bad reviews probably went out to their place and stepped in some poop and got mad, so they wrote a bad review. But use your common sense on your reviews. There are a couple of things you can do. There are a lot of internet broker sites that are just selling puppies for puppy mills. There's no way to get away from puppy mills in America. They are the #1 seller of puppies and dogs in this country. So what you can do is this. When you go online, you're going to look for these couple of red flags. Does this breeder give you a contact information? By contact information, I mean I want a phone number. I want to talk to you. I'm fixing to make a purchase that's going to affect my family for the next 10 to 15 years. I want an address. I want to know physically where you are, because I can pick up a Google Maps and I can get an aerial view, or I can get a close-up view of your place. It may not be the greatest, but I can get it. And then third, of course, your internet type of contact. Because here's what happens. Puppy mills and people that are dealing with less than quality dogs don't want you to drive up to their kennel unannounced. If you see a thing that says, contact us before you come out, you know, you can come to my kennel, Canine Country, anytime you want. I don't care. Well, you know, 11:30 at night might be a little out of the question, but the rest of the time, the gate's open, you come in. People that have a quality product don't hide it from the public. They want to share it with the public. So those are going to be your online considerations. Do I have contact information? Can I pull up anytime and go see these pups? And then look at your online guarantee. Double check it for health. Double check it for structural problems. Those are going to be the main things that you're going to look for. After that, you're going to have a good pup, and the rest of it's going to be up to you. And you can always call me for a Western Shepherd pup. We have them every now and then. So thank you, folks. See you next time. Oh, I almost forgot the most important thing when you're looking to buy a pup and you want to make sure you raise it to be a really perfect dog and have the best dog in your neighborhood, maybe in your city. The best thing you can do, number one thing you can do, is click, like, share, subscribe to Cappel K9. Check us out on YouTube. Oh, and if you have any suggestions, if you have any questions, if you have any things you're wondering about with dogs, give me a call. Let me know anytime. My phone number is listed everywhere as well as my address. And we'll be glad to make a tutorial for you. Thanks a lot.